I've been working with the Christian peacemaker teams this is my 16th year. I've been in a lot of the war zones. I've seen the results of what the weapons that are being hawked here at this Cansec bazaar. I've seen the effects they have. The arms trade is what's really fueling the war. And here's Canada, this wonderful peaceful country, selling arms and hawking them to countries that are war-torn. This is nonsense. It's horrible.
We're here outside of the gates of the largest military trade show in Canada, Cansec, and it's really a symbol of Canada's involvement in the international arms trade. So it's important to bear witness here and to try to do what we can to raise awareness about Canada's involvement in selling all sorts of different kinds of military equipment around the world. I think most Canadians don't have any idea that Canada is involved in the international arms trade, and Canadians don't realize that we are a big player in the weapons trade around the world. And for example, Canada sells more military equipment to the United States than any other country on earth. We sell about $4.5 billion worth of military equipment to the US every year.
Child, what do you say to these families? This is the face of Cansec.
I think human creativity is so huge and it's getting applied to the weapons industry. It's getting worse and worse, and the civil casualties, when it was just stupid men killing stupid men with stones and sticks, was one thing, but right now you have some elegant men that are just sitting behind a desk and they are promoting the killing of women and children somewhere away and destroying schools, cities, hospitals.
Hurrah, hurrah! The men will cheer, the boys will shout, the lady girl will all turn out, and you'll all feel great when nobody goes to war.
And every year when it comes, I have to be here, because if we would stop creating all the weapons from a small pistol to the weapons of mass destruction, we would have a better world. And we know that it's the industry, the weapons industry, which is really ruling the world, deciding where we have to be, deciding where there's probably a good possibility of creating kind of a war. I am sorry, I cannot tolerate them to go. And many people say it's useless, and we need the jobs and whatever reasons they have. But deep down I know it is wrong, and it is totally against anything I feel is right, so therefore I have to be here.
Those who give up freedom for security deserve neither and will lose both. Those are the words of Benjamin Franklin.
Earlier, one of the people passing by, when Matthew asked them, what would you say to these children, the images of the children who had been maimed and injured? One of the members who was driving by said, I hope we would be able to protect them. I would challenge that, because I have seen weapons used against children, and it wasn't with the aim of protecting them, it was the aim to eliminate them. And I need to have this presence here today to oppose the weapons of mass destruction, the destruction that I have seen in Iraq, in Iraqi Kurdistan, the destruction that I have seen in Israel, Palestine, in the occupied territories, the demolished homes, the people who are mourning the losses of their children, their young men, their fathers. And so many people tell me when I ask them, what is the most important thing that I can do that would be supportive of you? And they say, go back to your homes and tell your governments and tell everybody you meet our story so that they can understand. The violence must stop. The violations of human rights. We just want to live. We want to live in peace.
We're creating an anti-militarist position We're creating a peaceful presence against one of the main root causes of war, which is the production, the sales, and the use of these weapons and surveillance systems that take real people's lives away. And the reality is very stark because 90% of modern day weapons kill innocent women and children around the world in war zones. The reality is there's a lot of people, a lot of industries like General Dynamics, like Boeing, like Northrop Grumman, who are making billions of dollars off of these contracts, the productions and the sales and the use of these weapons. That's the reality, and we're here to speak out against that.
I think on a few people it has an impact, but for the majority, they just look upon this as a bunch of ignorant people, I suppose. But we must act. If we don't, who else is going to act? I think that's why even the few that are here today, it's important. We have to keep this message alive and well, because there is no hope otherwise, especially in the nuclear age. It's game over if we make a mistake.
We have this illusion, this mass psychosis. It's a kind of a delusion that we have about ourselves. It's part of our narrative, our mythology about this country. We believe that we're this great force for peace in the world, and that, you know, we have so-called Canadian values.
I'd like to announce that there is now an occupation underway of Global Affairs Canada of members of Homes Not Bombs who are demanding an immediate cancellation of the $15 billion weapons deal with Saudi Arabia. So more power to the people who are occupying Global Affairs.